And to qualify to be a Sui node, you have to stake 30 million Sui to be qualified to apply to be a validator node. And note that is not 30 million US dollars. That's 30 million Sui of today's price is almost 100 million US dollars.
Hey guys, welcome back to another cryptopumpz video. In this video, we're going to go through how Kaspa solves the trilemma. We're going to keep it simple as always, because everything is far too complicated in crypto, so we'll try to make it easy. So this, if you haven't seen this, this is the trilemma. Basically, decentralization, you have scalability here, and you have security. So the thing is, let's say for Bitcoin, Bitcoin is secure, it's decentralized, but it's not scalable. So it has these two. It's good on these two, but it kind of sacrifices scalability. Kaspa is decentralized, it's secure, and it's scalable as well. Let's take Solana. Solana is not decentralized, it's not secure, but it's scalable. So usually when a crypto wants to improve one of these, it kind of loses out on another one of these corners. That was Vitalik Buterin that came out with this, the founder of Ethereum. But let's have a look at decentralization, decentralization and security kind of fall in hand. We'll have a look at this here anyway, okay? So at the moment, so the higher the hash rate, we need, like the higher the hash rate, the more secure the network is. So at the moment, it's 1.15 exahash. It's going back up, which is really good because it dropped below 1 exahash there. The highest it's ever been is 1.59 exahash. But the thing is that people need, if somebody wants to attack Kaspa, they need to get 51% of this hash power, and that's a lot of money. Like, so I've got Grok to work it out for us here. So you have it here. So if somebody wants to attack Kaspa, it's a 51% attack. They need to get 51% of the hash rate, and to rent it, I don't know how accurate this is, but renting to attack Kaspa for 1 hour is going to cost $54,000. To buy and attack, it's $401 million to get the hardware, plus $5,537 per hour of electricity. So, like, who's going to do that? Like, it's very costly. Bitcoin here is 51% attack. To renting is $500,000 an hour. Theoretical, not feasible. Buying is 7.5 billion hardware. So they've got a much higher hard rate because they're out like whatever 13 years longer than Kaspa, whatever it is. So that's why proof of work is very secure. It needs a lot of money and a lot of electricity, a lot of cost to attack them, to do any damage. So that's one thing that makes it secure. And this also makes it decentralized. I'm going to do a little bit more about decentralization. I want to show you a video at the end that talks and explains why Kaspa and Bitcoin are more decentralized than the proof of stake coins. So another one that we can go back to is scalability. So Bitcoin can only process one block every 10 minutes. Kaspa at the moment can do 1 block every second. And we're going to move with the crescendo to go to 10 blocks per second. And in that block at the moment, you can have 300 to 500 transactions per second. And you just multiply that by 10 when we go to after the crescendo, because you multiply everything by 10, except the block reward, you're going to divide that by 10. So basically the transactions are going to go from 300 to 500 to 3,000 to 5,000 max. So, and that's per second. That's a lot. That's some jump. And another thing, that because the hash rate is slowly going back up, people have probably upgraded their nodes. Another reason is that smart contracts and crescendo are getting close. They want to get set up, because when smart contracts come on, there's going to be a lot of people building on top of Kaspa. The transaction fees are going to go up. They're going to earn more money on fees. Plus, the price of Kaspa is going to go up as well. We haven't got into the bull run yet. It's going to come up towards the end of the year. So with the price increase in Kaspa, that will make mining more profitable as well. And that's that bit. On another bit of scalability, just to show you, this is here. A lot of people call Kaspa a ghost chain, you know, which is fair enough. There's not that much going on at the moment, but it shows that it can handle it, because we had this back on, this was the launch of KRC20 on the 15th of September. That's just the, there you go, the 15th of September. And the transactions just went up nearly 9 million transactions in that day. And then KDAO got launched here. I think it got launched on Blockchain Banter. And I don't know why that's not going up there for me, but that went to just under 16 million transactions. And on that day, that was more than all the other proof of work coins, Bitcoin, Doge, what's the Bitcoin Cash, what's the other one, Litecoin, all them guys. It was more than all of them put together. And I think Solana on the day, it did more than that as well. So it's proper capable, and that was all at 1 block per second. So we're going to 10 blocks per second. It's going to be well capable of doing it. And to show you this here, just to, if you're not familiar with the crescendo, that is where we are going to go from 1 block to 10 blocks per second. And it says here that the switch is going to happen when it hits target score, DAA score target of 110,165. Sorry, that's wrong. 110,165,000 blocks. So, and it's reckoned it's going to be on the 5th of May. But I'll show you this. This is the mainnet. These are the blocks that are going here. And here is your DAA score. Okay, so at the moment we're on 108,871,000. And what do we need to be at? We need to be at 110. So there you go. We're still well off. So it's going to happen on the 5th of May. I think it's around 3 o'clock UTC time. I made a little timer here as well, cryptopumpz. So I was going to put it on gift hole, but then just throw the link out and anybody can use it if they want. But I'm going to fix it first because the DAA score is slightly off. This says it's 108, where it is at the moment, I don't know, maybe it fixed itself. 108,985, 108,871. So it's slightly off, like, so I'll fix that and then I'll share it if anybody wants to use it. So to come back to this, so we've done scalability, we've done security. Well, another reason on the security is Bitcoin uses something called Nakamoto consensus, very secure. Kaspa uses that also. And then because of the block DAG, Kaspa has another consensus called Ghost DAG protocol. And that's to process more than 1 block at a time because they need it because it's a DAG, because you have all the blocks being processed at the same time, whereas Bitcoin only has 1 block to process at each time. So that's another thing on the security. Decentralization. I'm going to stick a video on for you now. Please give it a watch because I've watched it so many times. It's like a 12-minute video, but I've chopped it down to about, I think it's 2.5 minutes with the key points. And it's Johnny, he's from the KEF. He explains really well why Kaspa is decentralized compared to, I think he gets the Solana, but I don't think I have that bit in. It's Sui. And it's some other one, but take a look because he gives the price of nodes. Basically, the price of node on Kaspa is you can get one for 150. You can get it going. The price of a node on Sui is like $1 million, something mental like that. So it's not very decentralized. You need to have a lot of money to run a node on these other chains. But on Kaspa, I have one running here on a piece of shit laptop, and you can get a Raspberry Pi for 150. And you can run it on that. And another thing on decentralization, I forgot to show you. This is the top addresses for Kaspa. You can go to Kaspa. You can go to cas.fyi, click on top addresses, scroll down here, and this shows you all the wallet holders. I'll get up to first 100. So the top holder of Kaspa, the Aquaman, is a MEXC wallet, which is an exchange. They own 4%. And then the next one down, which everybody thinks is Binance, is on 2.67%. And then you have 2% Uphold. All these ones are top exchanges. Don't know who these are, but then you can see the percentage goes down to less than 1%. It's only the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's only the top 7 holders own more than 1%. So that's fairly decentralized. There's not really one person that can dump enough on you that can dump the whole coin. And these are exchanges anyway, so why would they want to do it? So that's another part of being decentralized. The coins are spread out. But the video I'm going to show you now explains why Kaspa is also decentralized from the price of a node kind of thing. So please give it a watch and let me know what you think of it.
This is specifically true when comparing to the specific mechanism employed by other chains. For instance, most of these chains like Tron or Solana, they're employing a leader-based consensus mechanism. That is to say they have a super node or leader node that is elected or selected on the chain or the network. And in this regard, Kaspa is definitely more decentralized because you have just so many nodes and there are no super nodes, no election on Kaspa. So I guess then the next question here is that why decentralization actually matters, right? Because more and more users today just focus on the UI and UX. They don't care about what kind of infrastructures they're using anymore. To our understanding, we think that decentralization is the same thing as security. And these have multiple layers of meanings that I'll explain here. Because I do understand when people care about programmability, when care about the speed, cares about scalabilities, we have to emphasize these things must happen with the premise of decentralization and security. Or otherwise, this is no different from you using a Web2 product. And that is a spirit most people lose already. And here's an explanation of how other chains work. Again, this is pure comments on objective facts, and there is no criticism or what. But it's just a matter of fact. For instance, if you look on Tron, that it has 27 supernodes. I'm not sure if everyone knows about it, but every transactions you have on TRC20 USDT, for instance, is controlled by these 27 supernodes. For Sui, they have about 107, and now I think it's 105 validator node, and all of our transactions are controlled by those nodes. And to qualify to be a Sui node, you have to stake 30 million Sui to be qualified to apply to be a validator node. And note that is not 30 million US dollars. That's 30 million Sui of today's price is almost 100 million US dollars. So that is a problem we see here, that a lot of these chains are not decentralized. Of course, people may have the argument saying, well, the supernodes on Tron are making a lot of money, why they would do anything bad? But our argument analysis here, this is just like a nuclear power station, right? That oftentimes it's just fine, but once it has some problems or is someone that is malicious, wants to do something evil, it's going to be disastrous. And we don't think the probability of over half of 27, which is 14 people want to do something bad, is that low. I want to spend a few time on Solana as well, because Solana's and Ethereum stuff is more complicated. So for Solana, you have to elect on one leader node for every round of the ledger book. And it seems that Solana has about 1,000 validator nodes. But look, most of the transaction is TPS. By the way, Solana claims to have a 50,000 TPS. About 2/3 of this TPS has to be spent on the election. It means the actual TPS that can serve your interest is less than 15,000. And therefore, we say that Solana is not that decentralized neither, because we don't even know how many of these validator nodes are controlled by the Solana Foundation or what. And by the way, don't forget about this hardware requirement. It means you want to be a validator node on Solana, you have to pay a lot of money, approximately around $20,000 per month, to have these hardwares, and then you can run a node. And these are all entry bars to potential people who want to join the network to be a node or to be a miner or to be a user.